Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to the lesson number 8. So, today we're going to talk about modifiers, meshes, and also vertices, edges, and faces. Okay, I think this week we are going to have our last two lessons before we jump to the fun part, the modeling part. So I hope you enjoyed these two lessons of this week, and I'm very excited to get on the next week to start modeling and doing a lot of stuff. So okay, let's get started. The first thing we're going to discuss today is modifiers. So modifiers are not object types. So you can find modifiers pressing Shift 8. You can find it here because modifiers are some kind of properties that the object type has. So for example, if you select the object, in this case the cube, and if you go to the modifier tab and press here add modifier, you're gonna see that this object has a lot of modifiers. So these modifiers, they call them non-destructive. So it means that if you add, for example, let's say that we want to smooth this object, this cube, and what you have to go is just, what you have to do is just click on subdivision surface. And as you can see, now this cube become a sphere. So it means that this cube is not a cube anymore, it's a sphere. But if you want to go back to the cube, you always can go back. You always can turn on and turn off visibility, render. Also, you can delete this modifier. So that's why they call them non-destructive. Okay, so it's very important. You can add a lot of different modifiers to the same object. For example, if you want to add subdivision surface, then if you want to add solidify, solidify gives thickness to the object. So you can, for example, here if I put this over here, you can increase thickness. And if I change to the wire mode, you can see what's going on here. You can always increase the levels of subdivision. So for example, if you want this cube to be more organic, you can increase it, increase the levels. You can add more subdivisions. For example, I don't know, maybe array, and you can duplicate it. And let me see, where's the array here? So, and if you modify any of these modifiers up here, you're gonna see that all of them will modify together. Okay, so for example, the thickness, the levels. Okay, so it's very cool. So keep it in mind. We are going to use it a lot in our next lessons. Okay, next week. Okay guys, so let's step back a little bit and discuss about meshes again. It's important to understand what meshes are, because as we are going to model things, it's important to know what they are, what are their behaviors, and what is exactly a vertex, a edge, a face, and what we can do with meshes. Okay, so the first thing we are going to see right now is what we can do with meshes. So I separated some ideas, 4 ideas actually. We have here an ice cream, and as you can see here, and we always have to think about geometry when we are seeing images. So everything that you see in real life has geometry in it. Okay, so for example here we have this ice cream, and if you notice this ice cream is made of a sphere and a cone. So for example here we have, let me change the color, we have a cone here, and then we have a sphere. We have always to think like that. So here, for example, another example, we have donuts. So in this donut, we can see very clear that we can create a donut using a torus. So the shape of it is exactly as a torus is. Okay. Here's another one. This architecture is basically a big sphere cut in a half. So we have like a half sphere. Same here. And here we have a house that it's exactly the same. What we have in a house is basically a lot of kind of cubes. So we have cubes everywhere. So here we have like a nice cube, then another cube, oops, then another cube. So we have a lot of cubes in a house. So this is how you have to think about when you are going to start modeling things, okay? Is how we can, what will be our first primitive to get started on modeling, okay? So in Blender and in any other software, they come with primitives, and we talk about that. The primitives are these main ones here. So the plane, the cube, the circle, no, the sphere, and the cylinder, maybe here the cone, and also the torus. All 3D softwares, they come with primitives. Maybe there are some that comes with more primitives, some with less primitives, but they come with primitives, and the primitives are the main shape to get started on any modeling, anyone, okay? Okay, so, and what are meshes? What is a mesh? A mesh is a collection of vertices, edges, and faces. So all of them, all these primitives, they have this collection of vertices, actually edges and faces. Okay, if you go on the edit mode, you're going to see that here we have a vertex. And if I select this one, we have a vertex. And this one, a vertex. All of them has a vertex. All of them has an edge. And all of them has a face. Okay, so what is a vertex? A vertex is a position, usually in 3D space, along with other information such as color, normal vector, and texture coordinates. And edges are the connection between two vertices. Okay, so two vertices actually. So here we can see that we have a vertex here and we have another vertex here. So you can see that if I change to edge here, automatically a disconnection between this vertex and this vertex become an edge. Okay, so it's important to know that. Also, the face, they are a closed set of edges in which a triangle face has 3 edges and a quad face has 4 edges. So here, for example, we have a face of 3 edges. Okay, so we have one edge here, one edge here, and one edge here, and then you can see that now the entire face is highlighted. So it means that now I have an entire face selected. Okay, what is a quad face? A quad face means that we have to have another vertex. So here, as you see, we have three vertices, and if I switch to the cylinder one and go to the edge mode again, here you can see that we have one vertex, another vertex, another one, and another one. 4 vertex. And then if I select these 4 vertices, we have a face selected. Okay, it's very important. This is the main fundamentals of a mesh. It's important because you have to know what you are selecting. You have to know, you have to decide when you are modeling, you have to decide which one of these three elements you want to extrude, you want to move, you want to do anything. Okay. Another cool stuff about the vertex is that you can save selections of vertices. For example, in this cylinder, let's say that I want to save, I don't know, maybe these vertices here. Okay, so those ones. If you go to this tab that is the object data properties, we have the vertex groups. So here, if you click on this plus button, and you can name the group as you want. So for example, group 1. And if you assign, click on this button, assign, you are assigning these 5 vertices on this group. So it means that if I, for example, I was let's say that we lost the selection. You want to select it again, but you don't want to like select all of them again. If you saved it, you can go here, click on the group, and click select, and then we have the entire group of selection. Okay, of vertices. So let's say that let's add another group. For example, group 2. And let's say that in the group 2, you want to save this selection here. So if you press assign and then click anywhere outside of the cylinder and then click select group 2, now we are like selecting the group 2. If you go to the group 1 and click select, now we have the group 2 and group 1 selected. Okay, this is very important. We are going to use it in our other lessons, in the modeling lesson as well. Okay, so it's important to keep it in mind. This other one, the shape keys, is more used for animation. So let's say that you want to maybe animate this part. You can save it in this position, and then you can add a group and save it in another position, something like, I don't know, something like here. Okay, so you can save the position of it here, then you can save the position of it here, and you can like animate it. So we are not talking about animation, so this is something that you don't need to worry about it right now. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next lesson.